Hi, I'm Christopher St. Onge, a food stylist for LCBO Food and Drink. Today, I'm going to show you step by step how to make 4 show-stopping cocktails featured in the holiday issue of the magazine. They're going to be the talk of your get-together. So let's get to work and remember to enjoy responsibly. We're going to get started with our whiskey and saffron sour. The first thing you're going to want to do is make the syrup used to sweeten the drink. It's a simple combination of water, saffron, and honey. You're going to add half a cup of boiling water to a bowl and a good pinch of saffron. You're going to let it steep for 15 minutes, and then you're going to stir in half a cup of honey until dissolved. Put your syrup in the fridge and chill it until you're ready to go. When you're ready to make the drink, you're going to make your garnish first. So our garnish is simply freeze-dried fruit, which we are going to put in a spice grinder and turn into a powder. So a combination here is really nice. You can use raspberry and mango or raspberry and pineapple. Today we have raspberry and pineapple. If you're using 2 fruits, you're going to want to keep them separate. You're going to put each ground fruit into a small sieve and set them aside. If you can only find 1, raspberry let's say, that's fine too. Now to the drink itself. We're going to add to a dry cocktail shaker, which simply means no ice, half an ounce of egg whites from a carton, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce of our saffron honey syrup, and 1.5 ounces of Canadian rye whiskey. Today we're using CC. And we're going to dry shake this. Again, that means no ice, to create some foam, which the egg white is going to do for us. And then we're going to add some ice. And shake this pretty vigorously again. This time really just to chill it because we already have a nice foam on it. And then we're going to pour it into a coupe. Here's where the fun part comes in. Garnishing it with our fruit powders. So I have a little piece of cardboard here, and I'm going to use it to block off the top of the drink, partially. And we're going to dust the part that's not covered with some of the fruit. And then, if we have a second fruit, we're going to offset it in a slightly different way, creating a different line here, and dust with the second fruit. And there you have it, a little work of art. Next up, we've got a DIY hot chocolate bar. I like the idea of doing a little bit of work and letting your guests do the rest. It's interactive and it's fun too. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a hot chocolate, but it's not just any old hot chocolate. We're making a bittersweet hot chocolate because we're going to be adding a sweet liqueur to it later. So you're going to begin with a cup of cream, and you're going to get that nice and hot on the stove top. You're going to add a 100-gram bar of dark, bittersweet chocolate, a 70% chocolate bar. Cocoa chocolate bar is perfect. So we've got that here. I've got one prepped already. We whisk in the chocolate until it's melted, and then you top it up with 2 cups of whole milk. Put that back on the heat, get it nice and steaming, put a lid on it, to keep it from getting a skin. We don't want to get a skin on our hot chocolate. Or put it in a coffee carafe. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to make some marshmallow meringue. So this is simply egg whites, sugar, and vanilla. We take a slightly different approach with this meringue than you normally would. You're gonna put your egg whites and the sugar in a bowl and set it over a pot of simmering water. We're gonna whisk it a little bit until the sugar is dissolved. This makes for a very heavy mixture and it's gonna take a little longer to whip, but once it's whipped, it's gonna be able to hold at room temperature without deflating longer than it would otherwise if you added the sugar bit by bit. So we've got our two components prepped. We've got our hot chocolate in a lidded carafe or pot, and we've got our meringue. So set these out for your guests. Get them lined up with a few bottles of your favorite liqueur. We're using Bailey's Salted Caramel today. And you're going to add 2 ounces of liqueur to a nice little mug here. You're gonna top that up with hot chocolate. And you're gonna let your guests assemble these themselves. The fun part is coming. Oh boy, it smells good. So the next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna top their hot chocolate with meringue. As much as they like. I like a lot. And then, with a creme brulee torch, they're gonna toast their marshmallow. I don't know about you, but I like a little burnt bit on my marshmallow. There you go. Next up is our Pistachio Alexander. This one has a riff on a classic brandy Alexander. If you make one cocktail from this story this year, make it this one. It tastes just like the holidays. So you're going to begin with your garnish. So you're going to start with a small wine glass, or really any other footed cocktail glass that resembles a wine glass. It doesn't have to be the exact right glass, just as long as you have a little bit of length on the body of the glass. So you're gonna melt a little bit of white chocolate, 2 ounces, that's it. And you're gonna get that spice grinder to work again, and you're going to grind 2 ounces of pistachios quite finely. You're gonna be careful though, because if you go too far, you'll turn it into pistachio butter. What you're looking for is a fine, powdery dust. So you're gonna paint a little bit of your white chocolate onto your glass. You can do this in any pattern you want. You can do a stripe up the side, which I quite like. You can do the rim, whatever you like. And then you're going to press the side of the glass into the pistachio. And fill in any little blanks if you have to. And then you're going to transfer this to the fridge for 15 minutes, just to set it and keep everything in place. Once it's set in the fridge, you're going to take a clean pastry brush and just brush off the excess nuts that have clung to the side. You just don't want it to be messy when you serve the drink. So that's it. We have a prepared glass here, one that's all ready to go. So next we're on to the cocktail itself. We're going to add to a cocktail shaker filled with ice 1 ounce of 18% cream, otherwise known as table cream, 1.5 ounces of Florida Canna rum. Any amber rum will do. It's what we're using today though. 1/2 ounce of white creme de cacao, and then 1 ounce of pistachio syrup. So this is the sort of syrup used to flavor coffees. You're probably more familiar with the hazelnut version. They sell pistachio versions as well, and both companies that are widely available have a pistachio version. It's really something else. So you're gonna add 1 ounce of the pistachio syrup, and then you're going to give this a good shake. Pour this into your prepared glass. And top it with a pinch of crushed pistachios. And there you have it. So on to our gift-wrapped Boulevardier. So this is a classic cocktail, much like the Alexander, but this one relies on a twist with the ice rather than the flavor. So we're freezing our ice sideways in the glass to get it at a 45-degree angle. It's really very simple to do. You get your glasses in the freezer and you find something in the freezer, you probably already have something in there, to prop it up at a 45-degree angle, and then you fill it with water right to the rim, and then you freeze it overnight. It's that simple. The first thing you're going to want to do is pull a nice long strip of orange peel. Much like peeling an apple, you're going to want to follow the contours of the orange to get as long a piece of peel as possible. And then you're going to set that piece of peel down on your board and cut one long strip of orange peel to resemble a ribbon. So to the cocktail itself, we're going to take our prepared glass and we are going to a cocktail shaker filled with ice, and we're going to add 1.5 ounces of Buffalo Trace bourbon, 1 ounce of Campari, and 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And we're going to stir, but if you don't have one of these fancy cocktail spoons to stir, you can simply roll the cocktail shaker around like this. And then you're going to make sure it's well chilled. Pour it into your prepared glass. And then you're going to garnish it with a big, beautiful orange ribbon that has been wrapped around itself. And that's it. So thanks for joining me today. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And I hope you'll take this opportunity to try these great drinks. As always with the LCBO, there are a number of ways to shop. Of course, you can shop in person or you can shop online. If you choose to shop online, you can have the products delivered to a store closest to you or delivered to your home. For a limited time period until December 15th, if you order over $250 worth of products, they'll deliver it for free. Again, thanks very much for joining me. If you're interested in taking a look at Food and Drink's holiday issue, you can find the link below on the YouTube page. Thanks very much.